Hello everyone, Pepper Hernandez from drpepperhernandez.com, coming to you, reading you the 4 agreements. Let's see how this goes. Let me make sure that this is in. It is. So we are on the 3rd agreement, and if you've listened to some of these before and you're still with me, I kind of don't read every single word because some of them I don't vibrate with. So I'm reading this from my perspective. Is that a good? Yeah. Okay. If you're still here, you get it. So let's say number 3, the 3rd agreement. Don't make assumptions. Good point. So there's great points in this book. It's just somehow the verbiage that comes across doesn't really vibrate with the highest frequency of where I'm at right now, so I'm changing it a little bit for you. But if you want to read this word for word, go and purchase this sweet little book. It's so good. Don Miguel. There's a picture of Don Miguel. You're doing that. Okay, so don't make assumptions. The 3rd agreement is don't make assumptions. We have a tendency to make assumptions about everything. The problem with making assumptions is that we believe they are the truth. We could swear they are real. We make assumptions about what others are doing or what others are thinking. I definitely do that. And you know what? I heard a really wise woman say, don't get in their head, because you don't know what they're thinking. And when you start to recognize that that is a serious truth, you really pull back and you look more at the gratitude portions, like, well, what if they were thinking this? And what if they were thinking this in a positive way? Because most of the time when we make assumptions, I would imagine that they could be false, and I think that's probably where he's going, but let's see. We make assumptions on others, what they're doing, we take it personally, then we blame them and react by sending them emotional poisons of our word. Now, so hell, poisons, black magic, he uses these words in this book a lot, and I'll probably kind of shift over those because I believe that those things are true. But the more energy that we put towards those, the more they become bigger and real. And I've had personal experience with all that. So I am definitely trying to bring you something on a different vibrational frequency. So not using those words. We make assumptions, we misunderstand, we take it personally, we end up creating a whole big drama for nothing. We do. All the sadness and the drama that you have lived in your life was rooted in making assumptions and taking things personally. Take a moment to consider the truth of the statement. Take it. It's true. The whole war of control between humans is making assumptions and taking things personally. The whole dream of hell is based on that as well. We create a lot of emotional poisons just by making assumptions and taking things personally, because usually we start gossiping about our assumptions. Remember, gossiping is the way we communicate to others about our dramas. So true. Because we are afraid to ask for clarification, we may make assumptions and believe that we are right about our assumptions. And then we define our assumptions and try to make something else wrong or someone else wrong. It is better to ask a question than to make an assumption, because assumptions set us up for suffering. So true, Miguel. So true. So true. We only see what we want to see. We hear what we want to hear. We don't perceive things the way they are. We have a habit of dreaming with no base in reality. We literally dream things into our imagination. Now, I believe that if you dream things in a positive way, that's good, right? Like with Abraham Hicks or some of these other motivational speakers who say dreaming your reality into existence. But I think that maybe, and I may be assuming, but I think from his writing, he's talking about more negative things, right? We We literally dream of things in our imagination. Because we don't understand things, we make assumptions about the meaning. And when the truth comes out, the bubble of our dream pops and we find out it was not what we thought it was at all. Now, this is true in lots of cases. And then he gives us an example. We make assumptions in our relationships in not asking for problems. Often we make the assumptions that our partners know what we're thinking and that they don't have to say what they want. We assume they are going to do what they want because they know us so well. If they don't do what we assume they should do, we feel hurt and we say, "You should have known." This is 100% true. I definitely work with lots of couples, and then just from my own personal reality and experience, I think I've probably said that. I think we've all probably said that. Another example, you decide to get married and you make assumptions about your partner sees marriage the same way that you do. Then you live together and you find out that that is not true. This creates a lot of conflict, but you still don't try to clarify your feelings about marriage. The husband comes home from work and the wife is mad and the husband doesn't know why. Maybe it's because the wife made an assumption. Without telling him what she wants, she makes an assumption that he knows her so well and that he knows what she wants, as if he can read her mind. I wonder if he's been married. I think this is true experience for him. I've never been married, so I don't know. But she gets upset because he fails to meet her expectations. Making assumptions in relationship leads to a lot of fighting, a lot of difficulties, and a lot of misunderstanding with people you supposedly love. In any kind of relationship, we can make assumptions that others think that what we think, and we don't have to say anything. They're going to do what we want them to do because they know us so well. If they don't do what we want, then we assume that they should have. How could you have done that? You should have known. Okay, so he's just kind of re-saying that. Again, we make assumptions with what the other person knows, what we want. A whole drama is created because of this assumption. You get it. It is very interesting how a human mind works. We have the need to justify everything, to explain and understand everything in order to feel safe. We have millions of questions that need to be answered because there are so many things that the reasoning mind cannot explain. It is not important if you answer it correctly. Just the answer itself makes us feel safe. This is why we make assumptions. So here's my little tidbit. When you're making an assumption, this is don't make assumptions. So just hope for the best. Is that a good one? That's what I do, so I don't know. But I've read a lot of books about a lot of things, and I've lived such life experience at my young age. If others tell us something, not so young, if others tell us something, we make assumptions, and if they don't tell us something, we make assumptions to fulfill our need to know or to replace the need to communicate. Communicate, always. Even if we hear something and we don't understand it, we make assumptions about what that means and what we believe those assumptions. We make all sorts of assumptions because we don't have the courage to ask questions. These assumptions are made so fast and unconsciously most of the time because we have agreements to communicate this way. We have agreed that it is not safe to ask questions. We have agreed that if people love us, that they should know us and know what we feel. So true. When we believe something, we assume we are right about it to the point that we destroy our relationships. We make assumptions that everyone else sees it the way that we do. We assume that others think the way we think, feel the way we feel, judge the way we judge, and abuse the way we abuse. The biggest assumption that humans make, and this is why we have a fear of being ourselves around others, because we think everyone else judges us, victimizes us, abuses us, blames us for what we do. Okay, that is if you're doing all of those things, right? If you're doing all those things, then you believe that other people are doing those as well. We also make assumptions about ourselves, and that creates a lot of inner conflict. I think I am able to do this. You may make this assumption, for instance, and then you discover you're not able to do it. You overestimate or underestimate yourself because you haven't taken the time to ask yourself questions and then answer it. Perhaps you need to gather more facts about a particular situation. Very good. Okay, let's go on to see what he says about how to do something about it. The way to keep yourself from making assumptions is to ask questions. Make sure the communication is clear. If you don't understand, ask. Have the courage to ask questions until you are clear as you can be. And even then, do you assume you know all there is to know about the given situation? Once you hear the answer, you will not have to make assumptions because you will know the truth. This is so great for manifesting and meditation. So how do you get clear? I don't know if he goes through that, but I'm going to tell you the way I get clear is to fully meditate. And then I ask this question. I say, is this coming from love or is this coming from fear? Is this coming from allowing my desire or not allowing? Is this coming from opening my heart or closing my heart? Boom. Then I know the answer. So that's where I'm at. If you don't understand something, it's better for you to ask and be clear instead of making an assumption. The day you stop making assumptions, you will communicate clearly and clearly. Oh, cleanly and clearly. Free from emotional poison. Without making assumption, your words can be impeccable, which was one of the agreements. With clear communication, all of your relationships will change, not only with your partner, but everyone else. You won't need to make assumptions because everything will become clear. This is what I want. This is what you want. If we can communicate clearly, our words become impeccable. If all humans could communicate in this way, with impeccability of words, there would be no wars, violence, or miscommunications. All human problems would resolve. And if we could have just clear, good communication. Don Miguel, I got you on that one. This then is the third agreement. Do not make assumptions. Just saying that sounds easy, but understanding that can be difficult. It is difficult because we so often do exactly the opposite. We have these habits and routines that are often not even aware of, or that we're not even aware of. Becoming aware of these habits and understanding the importance of this agreement is the first step. By using its importance is not enough. Information or an idea is merely the seed of your mind. What we're really going to do is take action. Taking the action over and over again strengthens your will, nurtures your seed, and establishes a solid foundation for new habits to grow. I like this. After many repetitions, this agreement will become second nature, and you will see how the magic of your world transforms. Using word for creation, giving, sharing, and loving. By making this one agreement a habit, your whole life will completely transform. When you transform your whole world, your whole dream, magic just happens in life. When what you need comes to you easily because spirit moves you freely. This is the mastery of intent, the mastery of spirit, the mastery of love, and the mastery of gratitude. Does he have books on all of these? Because I have the mastery of love over there we're going to read next, which I hope he doesn't use toxic words, but we'll see. This is the path to personal freedom. Okay, so we've read the third agreement here. So let's go back for just a moment. And I kind of skipped around a little bit. But the first agreement was be impeccable with your words. Second is do not take anything personally. And third is do not make assumptions. Tomorrow we are going to read number 4. And so I will see you tomorrow. Pepper Hernandez from drpepperhernandez.com reading you the 4 agreements. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Make this your very best life ever, because why not?